So if this newest rumor for the Nintendo Switch 2 is to be believed, we should be getting at least a trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2 later on this week, and apparently a reveal next month. My friends, welcome back to another video here on the channel. If you guys enjoy this one and you enjoy Nintendo content, be sure to stick around for more. Leave a like, subscribe for more, all that good stuff. If you don't enjoy it, let me know what I could do to improve the content in the future. Let's go ahead and jump straight into this. So this one's coming from a source that actually has a pretty good track record, and that I think adds a little bit of credibility to this. Otherwise, I probably would not have made this video if it was just some like random person on like 4chan or like Reddit or something, you know what I mean? Maybe I would have, but I would have been a little bit more iffy on making this video. But this is coming from the Nate the Hate podcast. So Nate has a very strong track record with getting things accurate in terms of predictions and things like that. He has a very solid track record. You know, he seems to have a lot of insider information for the most part, somehow, some way, connections, whatever. He knows people in the industry, and he sometimes gets some information somehow, and that ends up coming out in the public. So on his podcast, which I'll link down in the description below, at the 18-minute mark, he talks about this. And this is what he says first. He says, I've heard that the reveal itself is going to focus almost exclusively on the console itself. There is not going to be any really any presence of games. There could be a game shown running on the screen depending on how the trailer is put together, but software is not going to be the focus. It's going to be strictly just a reveal of the actual console. Now, he says it's going to be taking place on Thursday, January 16th, which at the time of recording this is in 3 days. Now, this is not an official announcement. It's not Nintendo. Like I said, he has some weight behind what he says because of, being pretty accurate in the past. Now, he says a couple more things. He says that in terms about the games, things like that, he says there should be a full kind of reveal, basically. Start quote says it should be around late February or perhaps early March. Depending on how the schedule aligns, these things are fluid, they can adjust. Nintendo will have a software showcase for Switch 2 games. That would be the venue and the presentation where we would see third-party games and obviously Nintendo games, end quote. He didn't say obviously Nintendo games. He just said third-party games, and it was like ... Nintendo games. So third-party Nintendo games. But yeah, so basically what it seems to be the gist of what's going on here is the timeline that he thinks is roughly how it's gonna take place. And again, this is a leak. Take it with a grain of salt. Even if he does have a solid track record, for getting these things right. Anything could go either way. Like he says, two things are fluid. Some of these things are subject to change. But as of right now, it seems as though January 16th, we're gonna get some kind of trailer that reveals the Nintendo Switch 2. Sometime in February or March, perhaps early March, later February, we're gonna get an actual presentation, kind of like similar to what happened with the Switch, the original Switch, right? We got an actual reveal trailer. What was it like? I think it was like October, and then it was like the following December or January, we got like an actual presentation, kind of going more detailed into the console, showing off the games, things like that. So that's what it sounds like it's going to happen. Is similar to that. And I think he says elsewhere, I seen elsewhere that I think he's saying that he's estimating and guessing that this is probably going to be releasing sometime in maybe June, May or June, like sometime in the summer is what it seems to be. Yeah, that Wario64 actually noted this from this podcast, that Nate the Hate speculates that Switch 2 could launch in May or June of this year, which would match with what VGC has heard from its own sources, because VGC has also said something similar. So again, just to kind of recap really quick, the timeline, if all of these rumors are true, later on this week, January 16th, we're going to get the reveal trailer. Late February, early March, we're going to get an actual full-blown presentation showing off more of the nuanced stuff with the hardware and the software, third-party games and things like that. And then the actual launch sometime in May or June. If these rumors are to be, come to actual fruition, if you will, right? If they end up being true. So let me know what you think in the comments below. It sounds like it could be a likely timeline for things to play out. It makes sense. And again, we have also heard that this thing is going to be revealed before the end of the fiscal year, so it has to be revealed obviously before the end of March. In terms of release date, Nintendo never said that it was coming out before the end of the fiscal year. Just that they would reveal it before the end of the fiscal year. So the timeline does make sense, but again, take it with a grain of salt. We'll find out. I mean, obviously, if this trailer drops on the 16th, then who knows? You know, maybe. It would be the same day as Donkey Kong Country Returns HD or whatever they're calling it. I think it's HD, right? So, you know, would they drop that on the same day as that game coming out? I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's just a port. It's not like it's a big brand new game. It's just a port. So, but still, it does seem a little odd in my mind that they would just kind of eclipse the launch of Donkey Kong Country 3D or whatever it's called, HD. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Sorry, I'm thinking about the 3DS version. Yeah, so they would kind of eclipse the launch of that by revealing the next console on the same day. You would think they would at least separate it on a different day, but I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And whenever it happens, Lord willing, all goes as planned, I'll be here to let you guys know about it, react to and all that good stuff. I do have another child on the way. My wife is due any day. So if for some reason I'm late to any of this, that is the only reason why it would be, or, you know, if something happens with my own health and, you know, hopefully, Lord forbid that happens. But yeah, so if something, you know, like that. But yeah, otherwise we're going to be here. It's going to be a great year. Lord willing, it's going to be a lot of fun to cover this thing. And I hope you guys are coming along for the ride. I'll see you guys soon in another one. Until then, game on. Catch you guys later.